Hey, how's it going, everybody? BurntBrian here, and welcome to another Tall Can Tuesday live edition. This time, as you know, this video series, if you've watched a lot of my videos, this video series is just it's just kind of, I don't know, a whole bunch of random topics, things that are mostly going on in my life, what's going on with the channel, all of that good stuff. Don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight, though. I do have a couple things that have been kind of going on in my life lately that just sort of hit me and kind of pushed me back a little bit, but I'm trying to stay positive. CB Fall, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. You got in here just at the very beginning. Very cool. I always want to put something up on YouTube ahead of time, like a good hour or two at least, so that people know that I'm going to be doing it, at least those that don't follow me on Facebook. But for all of those who do follow me on Facebook, I always post something letting you know that I'm going to do a live stream. And I've always got a few friends that are right there to join in and watch. But in today's Tall Can Tuesday, I was planning on doing a review for this beer, but I've actually got a lot of really good beers in the fridge, and I don't feel like reviewing this one. So we're going to drink it. It's a nice big can. Dan says, hey, brother, I made it, just having a mid-afternoon feed. Nice, man. Thanks for joining in. This is the Double Simcoe Double IPA from Weyerbacher. I really like this brewery. I think they make outstanding beers, especially the IPAs, but they do have a great stout called Tiny that I really enjoyed. All around pretty solid company. So I figured I'd give this one a try. And it is just nothing super big, but it's a 16 ounce. Comes in at 9% per volume. So definitely going to catch a good buzz on this one. And after the last couple weeks I've had, I think a good buzz is just what the doctor ordered. It's definitely a beautiful looking beer. It's rather dark for an IPA, not too cloudy. It's got a good head on there. Anyway, I'm not going to do a whole review on this one, but definitely is a tasty looking beer. To all of you who are watching and to those who will watch, cheers. I do really like Simcoe hops, man. Those are pretty good. It's got a nice, more of a piney backbone, but just a little bit of a citrus touch to it. Makes it a damn good beer. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into a few topics that I wanted to get to in this video. Some things that have kind of been taking away my holiday cheer and joy. Beer Chaser says, cheers, bro. Looking forward to Jackbox and next night next week. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm actually going to be joining up with my friend Preston, who runs the Beer Chasers channel. And I think we're going to be getting together with a couple other friends. But basically, it's going to be, if you guys haven't heard of Jackbox, it's really awesome. It's from the creators who did You Don't Know Jack, which was, when I was growing up as a kid, I thought it was an awesome game. They had all kinds of cool topics and just random questions. It was kind of a trivia-style game. Well, they put out what they call Jackbox, and it's kind of it's a cool interactive thing where players are, asked to come up with random, like finish this sentence kind of thing. And some of it can be pretty hilarious. There's different rounds to it, like 3 or 4 different rounds. And it gets interesting as the levels move on. But we're all going to be joining that. And anybody who wants to get involved, you can watch live and you'll be able to interact. So you can, if you like my comment, if you thought that what you won't know, I think, who posted. Maybe you will. I don't know how it works. But I don't think you know exactly who said what. But you are able to, whatever you thought was the funniest, you as the audience get to vote on that. And some of the people who want to join in could actually, without having the game, you can join in with us and be able to play. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Going to be hanging out and having some good drinks. This will be next Friday. I'll be sharing links as we get closer to that. And it will be on Preston's channel, I believe, on his YouTube live, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how we're doing it yet, but I will make sure you are all in the loop, especially follow me on Facebook so you get all that. Anyway, to what's been going on lately is, so last week, I had a dentist appointment. It's been years since I went to the dentist. I mean, I've not been very good about it. I had a bad experience. Not bad. I just, many years ago, they had told me I needed a root canal. And when I went to the desk, the lady said it's going to be $2,000. Your appointment is for Thursday, which was 2 days away. And it's just, you need the cash up front. And I said, lady, I work a paycheck to paycheck. I don't have $2,000 to drop on this procedure. And I ran away and I stopped going. But I went back in and I've been taking good care of myself, as far as my teeth go. And so I don't have a whole lot of issues. But I did have to get a root canal. I went on Tuesday. They tried to see if they could just take care of it as a filling. it hurt, so we skipped that, and I decided to go and get a root canal, which is definitely hurting my funds right now. It's not good around Christmas time. I do have some money that I've put away for medical reasons, so thankfully I'm okay in that regard, and at least somewhat. It takes a lot of the burden off, but it's still putting me in a bad spot this time of year. And then, of course, right after the root canal, you have to go and get a crown. A crown is a whole lot more money. It's a lot, substantial amount of money. Again, thankfully, I'm somewhat covered in that regard. But then to top everything off, Friday night when I go to leave work, I heard this terrible grinding sound from the rear side of my car. Didn't know what the hell it was. And I managed to get home, and when I got back, I stuck my finger on the rotor, brake rotor, and it just instantly burned the shit out of me. My finger, I've worked in kitchens all my life. It was a pretty severe burn. That was hot from doing 50, 55 miles an hour on the road for however many miles I was driving. So I figured, okay, so something's gone wrong with the caliper, brake pads. I got to go in and get a brake job. I didn't do anything Saturday. I just relaxed, enjoyed the day. And then I ended up driving to the dealership, or not a dealership, but some kind of a shop, a Firestone tire store that does brakes and whatnot. Went in Sunday. They put it up. They were incredibly booked, trying to get everybody out of town. People had last minute fixes they were working on. And, I just said, look, man, I really got to get back on the road. If there's anything you can do, hopefully it's a simple brake change. I'm sitting there waiting for about 30, 45 minutes. They have me come up and they're like, hey, come outside. And I could tell right away with his face and the way he was talking that something was pretty bad. So when we walk out into the garage, he's like, yeah, this is probably the worst case I've seen in all my years being here. And they had all 4 of my tires off, and we walked around. He's like, look at this. These are your rotors. They have holes in them. They are so shot that they're just completely destroyed, holes in them. And so both the rear rotors were gone. The calipers are destroyed, brake pads, obviously, all that's gone. And then he said, now check out the front, because the rear were damaged so bad. The calipers on the front, and the sensors aren't timed right, so it's not braking evenly and properly. So it's just been wearing away and warping the 2 front ones. So those are all shot. The calipers are going out. The rotor, he said it'll probably be maybe 3 months. I might get 3 months of life out of it before those have to be changed. And then we go into the shop, and he gives me the estimate to just do the 2 back tires. And it was over $1,000 to get all of those parts replaced. Now, I could probably fix it with a friend's help for maybe $500 or so, but I don't have the time. I work 10 to 12 hour days Monday through Friday, and then I work usually 5 to 6 hours on Saturday. There's just never enough, free time in the day, and I can't do it in my yard because I have grass everywhere, and the road I live on is like this. So there's no even place for me to even jack up my car and do any of this work. I mean, I bought oil to do an oil change and a jack, and then I go, oh, well, shit, there's nowhere for me to jack my car up. So I went and paid to have somebody do the oil change. Still have the oil and all in my car, the ones that I bought. But, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So now I'm in a bind. I don't know what I want to do. I spent $2,000 on this car. Do I really want to invest another $1,000 when it's got 190,000 miles on it, and the rear differential is going out, and there's so many things wrong with it, it doesn't even seem like it's worth doing anything with. So now I don't know what to do. I've been getting rides to work. Thankfully, I've got my coworkers are pretty awesome, and one friend in particular has gone out of his way a lot to help me get to work over this week. I have to go and get my crown done tomorrow. And so he's going to let me borrow his truck. I'm going to go get the crown done. And then I'm also going to go, while I'm off from work, I'm going to go to my credit union and try to talk to them and see if they will approve me for some sort of loan, car loan. They do loans there and on cars and all kinds of stuff. And it is a good credit union. I actually got a $1,000 signature loan to buy this car, and I paid that off early. So I think I've built a good reputation with them, and I'm making a lot more money than I've made in the past. So, I think that's going to look good, and hopefully, they'll be able to approve me for a loan. If so, this would be my first new-ish car. I'm probably not going to buy a brand new one, but I have found one or two that I might be able to pick up that's still covered under bumper-to-bumper warranty from the factory and all. Very low mileage, like 9,000 to 12,000 miles. So I may try to go that route if everything goes as planned, and I'm really hoping it does, because this is just the wrong time of the year for this stuff to be happening. Let me scroll back through here and see. Dan says, man, I hear you. You had to get a root canal. Had to get my root canal myself last year. Damn expensive. Yeah, it's super damn expensive. Anything that you're doing like dental like that, it's ridiculous. And like I say, yeah, the root canal would have been what, $1,100, I think. And then with my insurance, they covered, I think, 60 or 70% of that, and then I paid out of pocket for the rest. What I paid was basically $350, so I guess they cover about 60% or so. So I paid $350 there, and then I'm going to go and do the root canal, and the insurance covers, I think, 40 or 50% of that. So I'm looking at about $400 out of pocket for that, on top of the car, on top of it being Christmas. So I'm probably not going to be able to do much for family on Christmas, which sucks. Because this is the first year that I've had a good job where I could actually, I was planning on doing some really nice things, and now I can't do that. So I don't even know. That kind of sucks. Beer Chaser says, harsh man, teeth, then car, double whammy. Yeah, man, that's how it hit me. Just, a whole bunch of shit at one time. I guess that's the way it always works. When it rains, it pours. Usually when bad things go on, it just keeps on going, and the pile of shit on top of you gets bigger and bigger. People used to always try to say, well, I don't know. People say all kinds of things to try to cheer you up when things are that bad. Dan says, damn, all that shit right near Christmas. That sucks. Yeah, it sure does. CB Follow says, that's awesome. I mean, awful, sorry. Yeah, it is. It sucks, and it is awful. I really had a lot of, like I say, optimistic goals for this year and for Christmas, and I wanted to do something really nice for my mom and dad, because I've never really had a job where I was able to do something nice. And now I'm at the point where, it sucks. I've thrown so much money into the teeth thing, and then now I don't know what to do about the car. I'm behind in other areas. So hopefully the new year, the goal, but I'm trying to stay positive. There's no need in getting negative and getting pissed off. And all that really does is just makes you angry, and you don't ever accomplish anything when you get like that. At least I've learned I don't have time to waste putting out all that negative energy. I'm trying to stay positive these days, because that's really the only thing you can do. So hopefully I will have a video sometime soon with me getting a new car. That would be amazing. That's the hopes, that everything goes well tomorrow. So I'm not a praying person, and I'm not asking anybody else to pray, but put out some thoughts. Hopefully I get approved for this loan, because I got to find a way to get to work. And as out of shape as I am, I don't think I'm going to be riding my bicycle 15 miles round trip a day to do a 10 to 12 hour shift. It's just not going to be possible. I would have no time to sleep or literally do anything. But it'd be good for my weight. So anyway, all that's been going on. Let me go ahead and take a big swig out of this, because I keep looking at it, and I've been talking for like 12, 13 minutes now without taking a swig. Dan says, car, beer, and chili review all in one. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I haven't done a chili in a long, long time, so I think even a jalapeno might burn me a little bit. I don't know, man. All the different peppers have different burns. Like, for some reason, I still don't like habaneros whenever I eat them. Like, they're tasty, but it's a weird kind of pain. Like, your tongue is, I don't know, 1,000 needle sting kind of. It's totally different than eating a ghost pepper or Moruga scorpion or any of those. Those, for some reason, even though they are hotter, I could deal with that type of pain, that type of burn. But fuck, a habanero just kills me. I tried to have a half of one maybe like 3 weeks ago or a month ago, and I don't know why, it just wrecked me. Anyway, cheers. Got 4 or 5 viewers in here. That's awesome. Thank you to all of you who are joining in and watching. I was going to do just a standard Talk Hand Tuesday video. I know not everybody has time to do the live chats and stuff, but it's been so long since I even did a video. I feel bad. I wanted to put out, something actually put out a decent length video and maybe interact with you guys a little bit, because that's, to me, the funnest part about doing all this YouTube shit is interacting with all of you awesome people around the world who share similar interests with me. I do still have the beer putt, and I know he wanted a video out within 2 weeks once I got it. But the holidays and then my work schedule, on top of all of the issues I've been dealing with, like the teeth stuff and all that, I just haven't had time. I will be doing a video sometime here very soon. I'm hoping maybe this coming weekend over the Christmas break, I'll be able to throw out the beer putt, show you guys that game, because it definitely looks like a whole lot of fun to play. I love the concept of it. And honestly, a lot of my time, I think I may have talked about this in the last video that I put out. I think I did a live one for Thanksgiving. That's how long it's been. But a lot of my time has been spent with this thing, with this damn Oculus Rift. I gotta say, man, after playing with it for several weeks now, it is one of the most immersive gaming experience that I've had, and it's kind of what I imagined as a kid. You know, I mean, granted, it's not like you're in a Star Trek holodeck room where you can literally touch everything and smell things and taste things. But it's just such a neat idea. And as somebody who's been playing games since the Atari and all the way up on every console, you know, to see the evolution where we're at now, where I can go in and literally feel like I'm in the Matrix, you know, looking around at stuff, and characters have depth when they're in front of you. You can literally walk around and, you know, look at them. It's just it's a really neat experience. And then my brother has it as well. So we've both gotten a couple games. Like there's one called From Other Suns. It's kind of, I think, an Oculus exclusive, but it's super cool because, I mean, hell, man, me and my brother are hanging out at different houses. We're doing the same goofy shit we'd be doing if we were, you know, hanging out in the same room together, but we're playing this amazing game where, you know, you're captain of your own ship in space, like flying around and killing robots and pirates and shit. It's just a neat thing, and I highly recommend, if you have the computer to run it, do it. I'm running 24 gigs of RAM right now. I'm probably going to make sure I try to boost that up to the 32, just because I like overkilling things. And then I've got a decent 8-core processor. It's the FX8350, which is a pretty decent 8-core processor. It's been doing really well for me for most games. And then right now I'm running the GTX 970 from NVIDIA. It's the graphics card. It's definitely been doing fine with all the games that I've had, including you know, Grand Theft Auto and then Just Cause 3. Some of the newer games kind of starting to not be as great. I can't run it on the ultra high settings. But I think I might be trying to eventually, sometime down the road, once I get the car issue taken care of, I'm probably going to try to look at one of the GTX 1080s, maybe the 1080 Ti if I feel rich enough to do that, because it's a $700 graphics card. But I think that whenever I am able to upgrade that, I might do a couple gaming videos. I know a lot of you aren't into gaming, but not everybody's doing Oculus stuff these days. Some people are, and since I like it so much more than just sitting in front of the camera and, you know, just talking while I do a Let's Play or something like PewDiePie or one of them, I like the Oculus and kind of being able to share the perspective and have random friends come over who've never played VR and step into it and see their reactions, because it's pretty awesome, man. Some of them do kind of give you a little bit of what they call VR sickness because of the constant motion that you're going through. It does kind of, it messes with your mind a little bit. And I think the craziest one I had, though, was one that my brother showed me, where it was, you're flying in an old MiG, a Russian jet, and you're literally sitting in the cockpit, and I felt like that same motion sickness I got when I was riding in a 737 plane traveling to Colorado, because I hate flying. It's definitely one of my least favorite things to do, but I felt my stomach getting that same sick feeling when I'm trying to do a turn in the plane and you're looking over the land and it really feels like you're in a fucking plane. And I don't know, just the way they do it, where the headphones are right over your ears and you're just kind of fully immersed into that world. It's just such a neat experience, man. I'm going to stop talking about it because it's probably boring you right now, but just something that really excites me, man. It's got me interested in gaming again. On that note, cheers. Dan says I can't afford Oculus. PC stuff isn't as cheap over here. A 1080 Ti is like 1500 plus. Holy shit. I'm still chugging along on my old i5 750 and 16 gigs of RAM. Yeah, but that's still not bad. I mean, i5s were great and they still are great. It's just as gamings are, the whole gaming scene is evolving, it's getting to where you have to have an i7 or, a very high-end quad-core processor. And really, 16 gigs will do you for most games. Like even some of the most newest graphically intense games. I just like going higher because it's less strain on my computer in general, like on the processor and all that. It's more that memory is focused on the sticks. And I noticed a significant difference. I just got upgraded to the 24 gigs. I was at 8 gigs. Excuse me. I was at 8 gigs for a while. And then, played Grand Theft, enjoyed it. But after having the 24 gig, I played Grand Theft last night. I was like, wow, I noticed definitely a much deeper clarity in the game, just all around. Everything looks sharper. You have a larger field of view. All of that stuff I never experienced. 8 gigs is just pretty weak, in my opinion. So I went out and bought 2 more 8 gig sticks, put it up to 24. And then I might buy 1 more that's the same speed as this RAM. But, the 1500 for the 1080 Ti is crazy. I think it's going for about $7 or $750 here in the States. The 1080 not Ti is, I think, going for about $500 or $550 roughly. And I guess somebody had told me, really, if you're not running 4K, you don't need to have the 1080 Ti. You just go with the 1080, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. Is just go with the 1080, and hopefully prices drop after Christmas. We'll see. I don't know how the demand is and how it works with the PC component world, but those are definitely crazy prices. Let me see some of the stuff that I'm gonna be doing soon. This is one of the beers I'm gonna be looking at. This is CBS. This is from Founders. It is their Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. And that sounds pretty fucking awesome. And I got to admit, Founders is super cool. You've got the Royal Mountie there. They always make really, really good beers. This one's 11.7%. This is a $30 bottle of beer right here, but it is a big one. And it's a very special one that only comes around once a year, and they don't make a whole lot of it. So I said, why not? I'll splurge on $30 for a beer versus $200 like that Sam Adams brew that they've got going around right now. I've also got, we've got some D's Nuts right here. Some D's Nuts. I don't know if I'm looking forward to trying this. I think it's from Tuol Brewing Company, and they are out of, I want to say Denmark, maybe something like that. Belgium, maybe. Yeah, Denmark. So it's a Denmark beer. But anyway, that one looks pretty awesome. I've got several good beers here in the fridge that I'm gonna look at. A couple that were home brewed from a friend of mine. I still haven't tried yet. But Preston said actually it hasn't been out for like 4 years. Okay, so I wasn't sure. I knew the guy that I talked to at the beer store said that he had it 3 years ago, and he doesn't really remember much of it. I just figured it was an annual beer that came out. So, well, that's pretty cool. Then I guess that also explains the rarity of this one. I'm definitely looking forward to giving it a try then. Now it sounds pretty spectacular. I know he said he loved it when he got the chance to try it. That local beer store of mine is great. Those guys that work there are awesome, incredibly knowledgeable, and they frequent all of the different, beer events and stuff. So they're definitely brushed up on all of their the new stuff that's out. CB Fall says D's Nuts, brilliant. Yeah, definitely. It was. That's why I buy it. Most of the beers, I can't say most. A lot. I don't know if I want to say a lot. A good portion of the beers that I buy are based on the label or the can art in general, because there's so many interesting things that I look, man, if they've invested this much time into the labeling and the detail on the can art, it's probably, I don't know, man, it's got to be, hopefully they spent that much time on their beer. Sometimes that's not the case, and it's a shitty beer with an awesome graphic, and sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's equal, but I don't know. I've picked up so many good ones. Like I say, a lot of them are in the fridge. I keep wanting to do beer reviews. I got together with Preston from the Beer Chasers, and we did a collaboration recently where we kind of live Google Hangout did a review of 4 different beers. If you guys haven't seen that, please go to the Beer Chasers channel. Check out those 2 videos. This was basically it was a mixed pack of beer from Walmart, of all places, and this was some special from Trouble Brewing Company, I believe it was. They put out their version of craft beers. You had all sorts of different stuff. Your Hefeweizen. You've got your I know there was an IPA, a Pale Ale, the Weizen, and I can't remember what the other one was. I don't know if it was a Red Ale. But anyway, it was awesome. We had a great time. I love doing that. And it was hard for us to link up because his schedule's crazy. My schedule's crazy. And most of the time, I just don't even feel motivated to do much anymore. I'm trying to be. I'm learning so much at work. They're forcing me to train and learn so much, and on top of what I already do every day, and it's just hard for me to want to come home and sit down in front of the camera and try to make this well presented video. Because while you guys do watch these, and I know you enjoy the live chats and stuff, those that are watching and have been watching this whole time. I've had 4 or 5 viewers that have stayed with me, and I appreciate you guys watching. It's just hard making videos because it's hard to compete with everyone else. And what I do, making craft beer videos, there aren't a ton of people. Surprisingly, there are so many people who enjoy craft beer and new stuff, but there's only a handful, to me, of what I've noticed anyway, of channels that have huge followings in the craft beer world. And so I don't really know where to go because I do the food reviews occasionally, and those are all right. I really want to get back to doing some cooking videos, and I think that's kind of where it's at. Those got the most views for me. The most hit-on videos, the 2 that I can think of right off bat was the how to make veal parmesan and the my green drink, the lemon ginger blast, my juice recipe. And those have gotten the most views out of everything that I've ever done on YouTube. But I've met a lot more people through the beer community and the hot sauce community, and the whole chili head community in general. So I don't want to completely forget those and stop making videos like this and the beer reviews because I love trying new beers, new flavors, all of that stuff. And it would be cool to do some, Preston says would love to see some more cooking videos, could combine, combine beer, chili, and food. Yeah, definitely. And people have suggested that before in the past too, and I've thought about it. I'd like to. It's so hard to cook with peppers because the vast majority of people honestly aren't going to be able to take the kind of heat that you're putting into food. It's, anytime you see these mass chain restaurants and fast food and grocery store items that say spicy and hot, those aren't spicy and hot to the average chili head. Somebody eats spicy and hot stuff every day. They're really on the mild scale. So, if I was going to do a cooking video with a chili, it would have to be tiny slivers of the pepper so that you get some of the flavor and some of the heat, but not a ton of heat. It's just kind of a hard balance to do. But if nothing else, I could try to combine, hot sauce, like really showcase some awesome artisan craft hot sauce used in cooking, and then pair it with an awesome beer. That would be a pretty solid idea, I think. I don't know, man. It's just finding the time to do that. To film a cooking video takes so damn long. Thanks for joining, Preston. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. I'm going to crack open one more of these. I don't know if I'll finish it because I've been running on for 30 minutes now, but I do enjoy doing these live streams. They are a lot of fun. and I enjoy catching a good buzz. Again, one of my all-time favorites, High Life, Cigar City. Can't go wrong. Outstanding IPA. What else did I want to talk about? Christmas is coming up. I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do anything for Christmas this year. The whole plan was to go and spend the weekend with my mom and dad. But I don't have a car. My brother doesn't have a car. So maybe I'll try to rent a car for a couple days, and then I can get out to Keystone and spend some time with them, or maybe they'll come out and pick me up. Wow. The one thing that I can say that I do have going right now is work. As much as I am working, it is being noticed. And I got to say, for the first time in my life, I feel like my employers and the place that I work at, they respect my opinions. If I complain about something or if I point out a problem, it's fixed. I mean, it's quickly solved and taken care of. And I'm justified in my complaints. It's just the most amazing thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just going really well. And as much as I might hate how much I work and a lot of the things that I have to do, it's a great job. And I think there's a really good potential for me to make good money in this field. So fingers crossed, I'm on a good career path. Things are going really well despite what's happening in my life right now. Got to stay positive, focus on the good stuff, and look forward to the future. That's really all you can do, man. I have wasted so much of my life getting so incredibly angry about things, about the smallest shit that just pisses me off. And, I've always been kind of a dark side guy when it comes to Star Wars and the Force. If I had powers, if I had Force powers, I would be a Sith Lord. I would be somebody that just feeds on the hate and the anger. And that's what I've done for so long. And I just don't have the ability to do that anymore. I don't have the patience. It's killing me slowly. And I'm tired of being in that negative zone. So I'm trying so hard to focus on being positive and trying to see the good in things, even in the shitty situations that we're often thrown into, like what I'm dealing with right now. Gonna stay positive. Maybe something good will come of this. Maybe it was meant to be that I really don't like the car that I have. I mean, I like it, and I don't like it for all the problems. So maybe, I'll get a new car and it's going to be something that I really love. It's hard to tell. You just got to stay positive, man. Maybe, people always try to tell me things happen for a reason. And maybe I've just never really tried to look for that other reason. I've always just immediately gone to the hate and the anger. And that's what I've always fed on. That's what gives me my energy, my strive, is that hate. But I'm trying to get out of that, man. It just kills you. It really does kill you slowly. You spend too much time hating on everything and being bitter about life. Oh, we've got Beer-Bellied Travelers. Still haven't tried live yet, but I really like how it feels. We're hanging out with you and a beer. Cheers. Yeah, man, live's awesome. It's definitely a cool way to interact with people that have similar interests with you. And I'm always happy to chat and hang out with people that enjoy good craft beer. So for joining in, cheers. Still one of my favorites, in case you missed it. High Life. Absolutely outstanding IPA. And yeah, this is a pretty unique glass, I guess. I found this at the... where the hell was I? Goodwill, actually. I went to Goodwill, and they always have all kinds of different glasses. And I think being here where I'm at in the college community of Gainesville, Florida, there are a lot of crafty people here. And so there's occasionally some pretty unique glasses I've managed to snag up. A lot of those ribbed glasses for, I guess, specifically IPA beers. I think Spiegeloo makes some of those. They're like $40 for a 4-pack. But I paid $1 for this glass. It's pretty awesome. Definitely easy to get all of those aromas out of there when you're trying to do a review. Said we just tapped in. What are you drinking? Oh, LOL. Yeah, definitely super cool, man. Cigar City from Highlight. I don't know if you've had that. This is from Tampa, Florida. I live in Gainesville, so this one's a little bit south of me, but it's a good solid 7.5%, and definitely one of my absolute favorites from that brewery. CB Fall says, "See you next time, BurntBrian. Thanks for joining, man. Always appreciate it. You're one of the most awesome fans, or friends, I should say. I don't have fans, I have friends. Really appreciate you joining in and hanging out tonight. Hope you have a great rest of your week." Beer Belly Traveler says, "We love thrifting. Nice find. Hello from the very cold, wintry Michigan. Spiegeloo is our favorite. We own a crap ton, but you can't beat $1." Yeah, man, Spiegeloo is I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Spiegeloo, I'm not sure. I just know that it is definitely a very, very good beer. A very, very good glass company. I bought several different glasses, and I actually was thinking about buying another one here recently, but I Spiegela. Okay, Spiegela. Cool. Well, thank you. Now you learn something new every day. I keep going to that Goodwill, and I guess this town has a huge craft beer following in the sense that there's a place called, of course now I'm not going to think of the name of it, but we have a really awesome small craft beer store where they do all kinds of stuff. They have great recipes of their own that they suggest, where you can just go in and get all of the kit ready to go. They'll put it all together for you and send you out the door to brew one of their beers. And at the same time, they also work with a lot of great local breweries, or local homebrew guys. I'm starting to get a good buzz, I think, now. They share a lot of different recipes, and I've learned a lot of different things from those guys. I've only brewed twice or 3 times now, and I really want to get back into it. It's just so hard in Florida trying to keep those temperatures in the right range when you're brewing at this kind of heat. I mean, it was I think 80 degrees today here, and we're almost Christmas. So I've got to buy one of those little freezers or something where I can adjust the temperature. Beer Belly Traveler says, "I have had Cigar City. We actually vlogged it in May on our channel. Great talking to you. I don't want to clog your feed." No, that's cool, man. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. You're not clogging my feed at all. It's nice to have some people that with similar interests to chat to, because otherwise I'm probably going to end up closing down here shortly anyway. Dan says, "I got to head off too, man. Awesome to join you on here as usual. If I don't hear from you beforehand, Merry Christmas, mate. Hopefully things pick up for you ASAP." Thank you so much, man. Dan, you're an awesome dude. And if I don't talk to you soon, 15, how long is it now to Christmas? It's only like 6 days. So Merry Christmas to you. I don't know if I guess you guys celebrate it. Is that something that everybody celebrates around the world? For the most part, I think. Anyway, cheers, man. Thanks for joining as always. 15 degrees. By the way, I'm a proud craft beer lady, LOL, but you can call me man. 15 degrees here. Cheers. Yeah, we celebrate. All right, well, cool. I couldn't tell because I'm looking at this little tiny image on my phone right now. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. I sure appreciate it. And Dan, thanks, man. Cheers, buddy. I'm not sure. Am I subscribed to you guys, the Beer Bellied Travelers? I'm not sure if I am. If I'm not, I will be sure to subscribe. But I thought that I was. Maybe not. Anyway, that's about all I got, man. I've been going for about 40 minutes now. I think it's time to sit back, relax, probably take a shower, and try to enjoy the rest of the night before I got to go to work again in like 10 hours. I have to be up in 7 hours. Yeah. That's not too bad. But I haven't eaten or anything. I gotta hit the sack. No, not really, but similar festivities go on. It's okay. We're a craft beer couple. Husband is at work. Meanwhile, I'm watching you and drinking a beer, and I'm not sure if you subbed back. Do you work retail? Geez, go to bed, man, and eat. Yeah. No, I don't work retail. I actually work for a medical supply company, and I run a shipping department. So we ship out a whole lot of stuff. Again, 10 to 12 hour days, 5 days a week, and then I work 5 to 6 hours on Sundays. So I don't have a whole lot of time to film like I used to. I had tons of free time. Did a lot of reviews, hot sauce, and world's hottest peppers, and beer, and food reviews, and all that stuff. I just haven't really had the time lately. So I'm trying to get motivated again and trying to do some more content. And I always enjoy my Talk Can Tuesdays. It's something that I used to do every Tuesday until I got this job and didn't have really the time to do so. Um, but I will definitely sub back if I'm not already. And I am going to go to bed and get something to eat after I finish this beer. So thank you so much for joining Beer Bellied Travelers. I will definitely check out your content. And I appreciate you having a beer with me and joining in the session. Hopefully, we can do something like this soon. And if you ever do a live one, I'll definitely join in and have a beer with you as well. And to all the rest of you who have been watching, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to join me on Facebook if you want to stay up to date when new content's coming out, new videos. I really haven't been as proactive on my BurntBrian page on Facebook as I should be. But I'm going to try to be better about that over the new year. That's one of my resolutions. I know resolutions suck, but I'm going to try my best to be better about all this. Early hours, I assume, though, that's intense. I don't want to keep you. I just want to tune. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Love all you for all your support. And as always, we take one more swig out of this. Stay toasty, my friends.